Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, as was the vast majority of crypto and finance. And with that being said, let's just dive on in and let's start off with a few things regarding the market. So we recently just seen Bitcoin tag $30,000. We also seen some of the altcoins really kind of jumping out a little bit. If we actually look at the 24-hour time frame, there's a lot of great movement in the altcoin market, but a lot of this is still very early on. The thing that gets me very interested to look at right now is the sentiment, because we just seen Bitcoin tap 30K, and guess what I seen all over Twitter? Oh, this is a scam pump. This is a scam pump. We're gonna see Bitcoin, go all the way down to 20K, and I seen even 15K calls and 10K calls, and it's just comical. It kind of reminds me, and I don't know how many of you were around during this time, but it kind of reminds me of March of 2020. So let's go back to that time frame. So here we have March of 2020, leading up to the big move. So during this time, every single move was kind of met with the same sentiment. Oh, it's a scam, or oh, it's gonna pull back even stronger. A lot of people were calling for sub 3K in March of 2020, and then guess what? The market just said, we're just gonna pump. And the thing about this is, so many people will be left on the sidelines simply because they want to buy lower and they want to do this, they want to do that, or maybe they don't feel like now's the time. I want you all to understand that we had people regretting not buying sub 20K Bitcoin, or even just altcoins at sub 20K. And now that we're getting close to 30K, I believe that we are going to see the same exact thing, except it's not going to be 20K, it's going to be 30K. This market, when it really wants to wake up, it's going to move fast. I see so many people getting so frustrated with XRP. But what's funny is, like, nobody will mention the fact that we've seen 100% plus candle in less than just a day. I mean, it took hours. It looked like it was overnight on how fast XRP went from sub 50 to nearly $1. As we look at this space, and as it does wake up and things start to move very fast, there's going to be a lot of people on the sidelines wishing that they were prepared and that they were accumulating and that they actually had their bags packed. And I want you all to understand that I don't want any of you to miss out on this next run, because it will most likely be the last unregulated bull run in this space. And that's where most of the money will be made for the retail sector. And I keep saying this because I don't think people are really prepared for what's going to happen. Like, once regulations are actually in the space, it's going to wipe out this market. I mean, there's a massive amount of crypto tokens out there that do nothing and that have billion-dollar plus market caps. So as we really kind of look at this space, now is not the time to be saying, oh, I'll just wait until we hit X amount of price. Now's the time to be preparing, packing your bags, getting ready, understanding where we are at right now in this market cycle as we are leading up to the 4-year cycle Bitcoin halving. As everybody loves to mention the Bitcoin halving and the 4-year cycle. Yeah, well, now's the time to be studying that in case we do follow it yet again. But it's also a great thing to look at altcoins and say, all right, I want to have this one in my portfolio, that one in my portfolio, and prepare your portfolios for this next run up. I don't want anyone to be unprepared. So with that in mind, let's dive into a few things. So recently we just seen from Paul Bear Network, he's quoting Elizabeth Warren here. She's pushing this campaign where she's blaming crypto, literally blaming crypto for nuclear weapons. We do see the same day as the SEC's embarrassing surrender. And here we have Warren highlights cost of nuclear arms and the need for crypto crackdown to stop nuclear proliferation. What the hell is wrong with these politicians and, these people? By the way, Elizabeth Warren, she's buddy-buddy with the banks, she's buddy-buddy with the regulators. I wouldn't doubt the fact that she's probably pushing some nonsense to keep people out of crypto. Maybe she's trying to divert attention away from crypto. I don't know what her overall plan is, but she is extremely anti-crypto. Like I said, she's very buddy-buddy with Brad Sherman as well. Brad Sherman is a pro banker. He literally said that crypto bros print money out of thin air, but you know, the US government can do that because it's the US government. Like, these are the types of people that are trying to push this anti-crypto campaign. And we actually seen Forbes counteract this and said, destroying crypto is a bad way to fight crime. These are also people that are behind Operation Choke Point 2.0, where I honestly think that what their main goal is to keep retail out of crypto, or at least try to keep them out of crypto. And again, I keep saying, like, it's not going to be easy for them to stop technology. Technology will continue to thrive. Technology will continue to be around. And again, like, this space is unstoppable. Like, they could try all they want, but we know the technology behind the space is extremely valuable. It's extremely revolutionary. And I really don't see these regulators and these politicians like really being successful around stopping crypto. But beyond that, we also do see them noting how in 2017, she was even pushing this agenda behind consumers getting hurt. But again, I never see them talking about, you know, the casinos and people playing the lottery, right? Like, if you really want to talk about consumers getting hurt, there's people that are losing their houses because they are gambling. There's also people that have put money in the stock market, and in 2008, they seen their entire life savings wiped out. Where were they in 2008 saying, hey, the stock market needs to, you know, be banned? They don't say this. They only say that crypto is bad. Crypto is extremely volatile, sorry. They talk about how crypto is used for scams and used for this and used for that. Like, they never mention the US dollar. They never mention, you know, the systems behind the US dollar. They never mention any of that. They just talk about how crypto's this, crypto's that. But it's because they have to say this because of their bills that they're trying to push. This Digital Asset Anti-Money Laundering Act that she's, you know, claiming crypto has become the preferred tool for terrorists, for ransomware gangs, for drug dealers, and for rogue states that want to launder money. They have to say this and push this agenda in order for people to support their bills, which their bill is to literally stop retail from being able to buy and hold crypto. So as we really kind of look at this, right? Like, there's no actual positivity behind these people. And it's because they're pro bankers, they're pro Wall Street, they love Wall Street, they love banks, and that's who they want to have all the power behind crypto. They don't want retail to be, you know, doing their own thing. And of course, yes, they care about that taxpayer money because, you know, how could they send money overseas if they don't have taxpayer money, right? But beyond this, as we really kind of look at a few things happening behind crypto, I do think that crypto is here to stay, and I think that's only going to continue to thrive. Shout out to 707 Crypto for this. We do see fact regulators need to understand they cannot stop technology. Heath Tarber, Chief Legal Officer for Circle, just like the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit, case dismissed. Check this out.
Regulators need to understand that they can't stop technology. This is going to happen. It's kind of like a river. You can help change and direct its course, but you can't stop it. So you can focus on directing it to make sure there's consumer protection, financial stability risk are addressed, and all sorts of other regulatory objectives. But it's critical that regulators are proactive and not reactive. Enforcement is no substitute for rulemaking in terms of providing guidance to the industry. And then I would also say that regulators need to understand that the real key is to make sure that similar risk are regulated similarly. So it's the question that you ask about traditional finance versus the new finance. If the risks are very similar, then you should try to ensure that they're dealt with similarly so you don't have regulatory arbitrage. But the real key, I think, is making sure that you're technologically neutral as a regulator and you have certain regulatory objectives. But otherwise, you let the industry continue to innovate.
So there you guys have it. And again, like, you know, this kind of takes me back to the statement that we actually seen, right, from Tim Draper. If you guys know this, yes, it was back in like 2021. The reason why I bring this up is because Anderson actually put out a great tweet. And we do see, I think the SEC might be entering the, I guess it's happening phase. Because again, the SEC has been so beaten down. The SEC has been really kind of missing the big picture here. And I think that is because they want to miss the big picture. And we even see like a response here from VG Crip. They know it was happening the whole time. They just decided to use our tax dollars to stall us out for as long as possible. Gary has explained how it's going to happen. That used to be his job. Laugh out loud. But you see, I saw an interesting segment with someone from Citi. She explained that Citi used a private permission ledger for value transfer. She also said that Citi would look to use a public chain, but banks are not allowed by regulators to do so, incumbents being left out. And again, they are stalling this new system that is going to be heavily centered out on crypto and blockchain and DLT. And those that actually see this vision and are investing into the pieces of it are going to be extremely wealthy and well off. But this video is what I was talking about with Tim Draper, right? He's at a fireside chat with Gary Gensler, and he's literally explaining what happens with technology. Shout out to Crypto Bullet for this, but listen closely.
Jamie Dimon, so let's bring it back to Jamie and JP Morgan. What do you think is going to be the thing that they will have to change the most or lose market share and somebody else is going to do better, faster, serve their clients better than JP Morgan or Goldman Sachs?
You can just hear the bankers panicking right now.
But what
Just
what
feel
line,
the panic in their voices.
What's the line
But here's
of business that is most
well. Here's what always happens. The first thing that happens is they try to go, oh, it's nothing, and they did that. I mean, that's with every new industry, every new technology comes along. The powers that be, the incumbents, the status quo, all say it's nothing. Don't ignore the man behind the curtain. This is nothing. And then all of a sudden it's too big to get in there. They're going, oh my God, I got to face this thing. And then they all line up and they wrap their arms together and they say, we're not letting this happen. And then it keeps going. And then they say, okay, well, let's sue them. Or let's go get the government.
There's another thing they do. They adopt the technology. I think.
No, that's at the end.
They will adopt this technology.
No, this is the last thing they do. No,
yeah, it's like
it's after. It's after. Right. It's after the press planting. They plant the press stories. They put out lawsuits. They create as much of a fuss as possible. They try to get their government friends involved. And then they go, oh God, this thing's happening.
And there you guys have it, right? And a lot of people think that we're at that last part here. And I don't think so, right? I think that we're getting ready for it. That last part will most likely happen probably within the next 2-3 years, if I'm being completely honest. And when that does happen, it's going to be too late for the retail sector to be in this game, right? And we're kind of already seeing that, right? Like a lot of these tokens, let it be known that like even XRP technically is too expensive for most people to hold 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, you name it, right? But I think that we're getting close. I think that we're very close to a big change in scenery regarding the space. And I think that's even comical that we still see a lot of hate being pushed towards XRP. And a lot of it is from the Bitcoin maxis, right? Like even if we look at some of these players, like Ron Nooner, for an example. Look at this. Why are crypto celebrating the SEC backing out of the Ripple case? All it means is that now the SEC can appeal the case sooner. Previously, they had to wait until the end of the case, but now they dropped the case. They can appeal immediately. Be smart. And we're kind of seeing a lot of this narrative being played out over on Twitter. And I think what's going to happen with XRP specifically, because a lot of people love to tie Ripple and XRP directly together because, again, Ripple's tapped in utilizing XRP. I think the same goes for this narrative behind regulations. It's like XRP now has full clearance for at least 2 years. For an example, we actually seen from Fred Rispoli. He's responding back and he says, if by immediately you mean 6 to 9 months earlier than before the SEC dropped the charges. So an appeal concluding in September of 2025 rather than 2026, then yes, you are correct. And we also even seen Moon Lambo responding saying the SEC filed a document to Judge Torres blatantly stating that they will not seek to appeal the decision that XRP is not a security. If you think that the SEC being able to appeal sooner is harmful, you're solely mistaken. It makes no difference. Additionally, even if the SEC appeals other parts of the case, and even if they're successful, that ruling would only apply to transactions that Ripple was a part of, not transactions on secondary markets. We already won. And again, like this is the clear thing about XRP is that like a lot of these people in this space that are Bitcoin maxis, Ethereum maxis, whatever the case may be, they're kind of like bankers regarding crypto right now. they're scared of XRP. They're scared of what XRP could do. And it's because like now we're starting to see regulations align with the space. We're starting to see adoption aligning with the space. And what currency in this space that has incredible utility regarding the traditional world of finance, and a company that for over a decade has been exposing that currency to the major bankers and the major traditional finance players for over a decade who do you think is going to be their choice? I can tell you right now, it's not Bitcoin, it's not Ethereum, and that's why they're terrified of XRP, because they realize the power behind XRP, and they don't want their Bitcoin darling, to lose its #1 spot. But nonetheless, with that being said, yes, I think that we're very close to some pretty big moves happening behind crypto. Next month is a pretty big month, like I said, with ISO 2022 and CBDCs and things like that. But beyond that, I hope that you guys have been enjoying the channel. I hope that you guys have enjoyed the video as well. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. And with that being said, guys, this has been Nick. Peace out.